just go to File, New, take a look. It's the Action Script 3.0. It's giving you the width and the height in pixels of your stage and the frames per second background color. So I'm just going to click OK. So here's the actual piece here. So I'll just make this a little bigger. So all you're going to do is just try a little bit of frame by frame animation. Hopefully it'll make a lot of sense as we go through this. First layer, first frame, right up here. I'm just going to take the text tool, and you notice in the properties panel to the right, if you have this set up, it's giving you the font, so you can choose any font you have listed here. Okay. So it's just kind of give you that idea. So we'll just try this one. It's giving you a bold font. You can increase the size of this. You can also make it larger on the screen. And just click. I'm just going to put down 10 right there. Make it black. Okay. So I'm just going to put it relatively in the middle just to get you started. You have the timeline up here, and I've increased this just to make it larger from here, but just to show it to you. 1 second, 10 frames, that type of thing. And on frame 10, I'm just going to insert a timeline and a keyframe and take the text tool and just highlight this and make it 9. So when you do the scrub bar right across there, it's just doing that, typing itself. You can try it at 5 or 10, but I'm just going to go every 10 frames. Insert timeline, keyframe. It's very basic, but it's just leading up to the animation I'd like you to try. 8. And there, you can set a keystroke for this. They used to have it already there. Frame and keyframe is separately for that. I'm just going to count it all the way down to 1. So insert timeline, keyframe. Just so you can get the feel for the keyframe, frame by frame animation, tweened animation as it goes, and just selecting as it goes. So this one I just increased so you can see it. Right up here, insert timeline, keyframe 5. 4. 3. 2. Hitting return. And there you have it. It's that simple. Here's all the testing of the movie. Test with the keyframe of this, so when you just want to test it right on the screen there, it'll continue its way through. Basically, that's where you're headed. The graphic beyond this is trying to take this a little further here. So I have this frame, it's an old school header. And that's where I'm trying to get you to go with the frame, with the animation. Whether it's this one that you use or any variation of this, taking a little research on the screen. So when you take a look at this part, anything that comes through, it's pretty basic, pretty open. So when you see this, it has this background. Everything that's stationary, when you start to look at some animation, try to analyze it or movement and see what movement is actually tracking through this. So that part that's spinning will be something of a trick, but just trying to build that section up. And as you see this, some of the stuff that you create in other programs, like the curtain for this is going to be for the movie, screen, but just trying to get you to see it as a frame-by-frame section, along with some of the tween animation for this background and the rotation of that screen there. So it's trying to get you to analyze that piece. But this again, frame by frame, it's showing you the amounts. So there's 1, 2, 3 seconds, 24 frames in a second. So it's broken up from there. Whether you keep this even shorter, that's fine, but giving you a little bit of time in order to rotate that. And you can keep this section on this one, for example. And you can also change the font. You can move the numbers. You can change them any direction you'd like. Try to get you to experiment with all of the options that the Adobe Animate has as far as the rendering of text and type, and how you can change it, move it, manipulate it, rotate it. So the numbers don't have to be stationary for this part. You can change it any which way you'd like, and try to experiment with the pieces that are over here with the text. And you'll notice that your panels, just like the other software, will pop open depending on what item you have selected or don't have selected. So in this case, I have a number selected, and it's giving me the properties for the text. When I click off of it, it'll give me all the properties for the stage, the panel, the coloring, everything related to that. And if I had a tweened animation in here, it would do the same section for that as well. So see if you can't create yourself just a simple countdown that in this time, day, and age will be relatable to a lot of animations for that section.